I feel like someone never expected you to walk away from them, and now everything is changing. It feels like a power shift. Something is becoming extremely clear to someone. Someone believed that they had all this control. They believed they could come and go. They believed they could keep you waiting. They believe you'd always understand, always forgive, always be there. But something changed. Not in them, but it changed in you. That one decision you've recently made, whether you've fully realized it or not, has changed the direction of your life. I feel like you stopped abandoning yourself. Everyone talks about heartbreak, but no one talks about self-abandonment. The moments you stayed quiet just to keep the peace with this person, the times you accepted less because you were afraid of losing someone, the nights you blamed yourself for another person's inability to communicate. You weren't just losing relationships, you were slowly losing yourself. But not anymore. Recently, something awakened inside you. You started asking different questions instead of, why don't they choose me? You started asking, why am I choosing people who don't choose me? That simple question changes everything because healing, it doesn't begin when someone apologizes. Healing begins when you stop betraying yourself, your own heart. Someone felt your energy leave. This person didn't realize your value while they still had unlimited access to you. They absolutely noticed the moment your energy changed, not because you blocked them, not because you argued, not because you demanded answers, but because you became emotionally unavailable to the cycle of trauma, the cycle of inconsistency. You stop feeding confusion with your attention. You stop chasing closure from someone who wasn't capable of giving it. And suddenly, they felt something they had never experienced before. They felt your absence. People notice your absence differently when they're used to hearing your voice. I feel like the universe has been quietly removing what no longer fits in your life. Some of you have experienced strange endings recently, friendships fading, plans falling apart, unexpected distance, delays. And at first, it felt like everything was going wrong. But no, everything was being rearranged in your life. Imagine trying to build your dream home on unstable ground. When you first remove the weak foundation, I feel like that's what's been happening here. The universe isn't taking things away to punish you, it's clearing space. Some people were assignments, not destinations. Some opportunities were lessons, not meant to be around for the lifetime. And the sooner you stop mourning temporary chapters, the sooner you'll recognize permanent blessings in your life. And I feel like this next chapter requires a different version of you. But what's interesting is the key has always been in your hands. The door, it didn't open before because you were still carrying beliefs that didn't belong in your future. It's like you were not allowed to enter into this door even though you always had the key. What didn't belong in your future was you thinking that you had to earn someone's love, you having to prove your worth, you having to save everyone and protect everyone and stand up for everyone. You were meant to leave those beliefs outside the door. The version of your life you're walking toward has no room for any of that, because the people you're about to meet will appreciate your kindness without taking advantage of it, will respect your boundaries instead of challenging them, will celebrate your success instead of competing with it. That's the frequency you're stepping into. I feel like something unexpected is about to restore your faith. It's nothing dramatic. You're simply living your life. But something changes, a conversation, a phone call, an opportunity, a chance, encounter, a decision. At first, it won't seem life changing, but months from now, you'll look back and realize that was the moment everything began. Not because it solved all your problems overnight, but because it redirected your entire future. It's important that you don't underestimate quiet miracles. Most of them don't announce themselves loudly. You you have spent enough time believing that your biggest blessing is a person. Your biggest blessing is becoming the person you prayed to be, that you've worked hard to become, because once you become that version of yourself, everything else begins to align. The relationships, the opportunities, the peace, the purpose, the abundance, the people, it all flows toward the person you've been growing into. So stop looking behind you. The chapter that hurt you has already taught you what it came to teach. Now it's time to meet the chapter that's been waiting patiently for your arrival. So take the key and open the door and leave the baggage outside and honor your peace. Everything that didn't come with you is actually a blessing in disguise, because you're no longer chasing what left you. You're looking towards the future. All right, I'm going to leave it here. That's all I have for you. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.